If you follow this channel, you'll know that I've been getting sent a lot of Chinese laser levels off the back of the first impromptu review that I did of this Huopar, which has since had a lot of sales, I think, of that video. This is the one I regularly use, and I use it as a comparison with the other ones I'm getting sent. So today's laser level is the Firecore F94T-XG. And there does seem to be something quite distinctive about this one, which is an anti-shock feature. That might seem like a luxury at first, but as you use these things in a domestic scenario, when you're on a possibly slightly springy floor, you do often hit upon a problem. Let's just loosen that off, so that's self-leveling now. The problem is, whether you set it on a bench top like I've done here, just as a reference level, or you're putting it on a pole or a tripod, as you walk along the floor, even if it's a fairly solid floor, you get this wobbling, which can just be a bit irritating when you're wanting to quickly mark a level off and you take a step and there's a bit of bounce. This, by the way, is a newly leveled floor. I'm back here, you'll probably see this in a different video coming out around this time, back here refitting some cabinets that I removed because the customer wanted to completely re-level the floor. So that little annoyance, I was interested to see if it would be dealt with by the special feature on this level. It has this button which, with one press, will turn your vertical beams off and on, but with a hold, will activate the anti-shock. So that's on now. Let's just have a little look. So I'm going to just sort of stomp on the floor. There you see, the top line is the Firecore, the bottom line is the Huopar. What I'm seeing is that they both wobble a little bit at first, but the Firecore settles down a whole lot quicker. So this does look like a good level. I think it's going to be a keeper, because that feature on its own gives it one up on the others for me, for the kind of work that I do. If you're mounting it on a solid concrete floor in a building site, that might be less of an issue for you. And I think as you use these levels, you realise what you need, because, I mean, for example, as I've said before, I don't really feel I often need the two vertical lasers, but if you're doing the kind of work where maybe you're doing stud walls and you need to plumb a line, let's see, you want to plumb a line between the floor and the ceiling, then a two vertical laser is excellent for that, because you get a crossing point that will be perfectly plumb. That's one thing you can't do with the two beam. So this, I think, is a pretty good level. It has all the other features that they seem to have as standard. It has the pulse mode, which is where it can be better picked up by a receiver. That's something that you'd buy extra. But the receiver, as I understand it, will sort of beep when it's in line with the line, so you'll know that it's in line. It has the same sort of lock-off feature. Let's see. Where, say, if you want to hold it on an angle, it'll just stay at the angle and not wobble, but it will flash to just inform you that it's not self-leveling. And it also has a battery indicator, which is pretty useful. On the subject of the battery, I do find the case, it just feels to me like it could be a little bit more prone to breaking with that flap there. Let's have a look at the Huopar. Just find this a little bit tougher. Now this particular Huopar takes only AAs. It does vary with different brands of Huopar. This one, you've got a lithium-ion battery, which appears to be a standard type that you would get with a camera. However, the funny shape in there is because it also comes with an adapter, which will allow you to put AA batteries in. So that's a bonus. You've got your charger for your standard battery. Now the mounting bracket on this, I've shown in different videos. I'm not so keen on this type of bracket. I prefer the ones that have more of an extending L, because they're more stable than if you're putting them on a plaster corner bead. This is how I would often use it. that is not going to hold the weight of the level, but the L-shaped ones do. This particular one unfortunately came with a Euro plug, but have a good look online. You may be able to get them with UK ones, or you may find an adapter. They all seem to come with this target plate, which personally I don't really use. This one also has a pretty good level of water resistance, I think. And it has these, which, you know, they may get knocked off, but if you're careful with it, as you should be, and they stay on, then they give you that little bit of extra protection against knocks. So I hope that's helpful, and I know these reviews are a little bit sloppy and slapdash. I do my best to fit it in alongside running a pretty busy business at the moment. And if anybody else in China with a laser level wants to send me one, please don't, because I could do without the obligation. But anybody who's watching this far and has seen a few, I hope they've been helpful to you.